have great news. Here we are at the beginning of another video, and we get to talk about football. Quinn's here.
Hi.
Zach's here.
Hello, everybody. How about them Bulls?
Welcome to the party, everyone. If my voice sounds hoarse, it's because I just left the Bills and Ravens game.
Tom, you can't say horse this early in a Song of Ice and Fire, Song of Ice and Fire video.
Hang on, do you want to take it? Hang on, and we'll cut right here now. All right, give me that take again.
Tom, you can't say horse that early in a Song of Ice and Fire video.
No, I'm sorry, you cut out a little bit. All right, we're gonna do it another take right here.
Tom, you can't say horse that early in a Song of Ice and Fire video.
No, that one wasn't. No, that didn't. Quinn, it will pop to you. Why don't you go ahead and give us that line?
Oh, be sure. You cannot say horse that early in a Song of Ice and Fire video.
No, that one didn't track either. Hang on, I'm gonna give it to my cat. My cat has just climbed over. Cat, why don't you deliver that line? The cat decided to pick this moment not to say anything. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the video. It is, as always, wonderful to have you guys here, and I am cutting 0 of that. Quinn,
Excellent.
How have you been? What's going on?
Oh, I'm great. I'm great. I did not have the pleasure of going to that game. I watched it. It was incredible. Yeah, no, I'm excited to be back. I think this is my third time I have the honor of being here. And last time I was pretty solidly convinced on a lot of what you told me, to the point where I think it made it into one of my videos fairly recently.
It did a very quality video. If you haven't seen that one, I will link it in the description if I remember.
That's always the hardest part.
If I don't, I'm sorry. Well, I happen to have a theory here for you guys.
Nice.
It's
usually what we do on this channel, occasionally.
It's pretty good. It's pretty solid. We're going to do it in our traditional guessing game format. And this comes courtesy of Chables from the email.
Nice.
And I have developed it a little bit, but it is some quality nonsense. Just give me 1 second. By the way, the top line of the email is, honestly, this might not be that unhinged, which really gives you a good sense of the headspace that we're all in when we're making these.
That's a really defensive opening, actually.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. Yep. We're doing it this way. I have 2 opening clues. I am going to pose you guys the question, but I think I know the answer. Do you guys want the real clue or the meme clue?
We got to start with the meme. We know what this channel
agree.
is.
Excellent. Quote, Hodor, unquote.
Oh boy.
Christ.
Hodor.
This is fine because Hodor serves a very specific utility to the plot, right? As Tom cackles madly.
Yeah.
While the context of this Hodor probably doesn't matter.
Hodor is a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Ding.
What?
No. Go ahead.
Thank God. Hodor serves a very specific role in the plot, which is that he is there to be Bran's way to explore one of the darker sides of his powers, which is that he can control other humans. And it does not seem to be problematic at first because Hodor does not have much capacity to do things other than say Hodor and follow basic instructions.
Now wait, hang on. I thought Darker Sides was from Superman.
No, it's Dark Seed. Dark Side. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Carry on. Zara in the comments, tell us about Dark Side. Continue.
We later learn in the show, at least, and I think this is very likely to happen in the books, that it is not harmless. In fact, he went back into Hodor long ago when he was, I think, called Walder, and basically destroyed his mind, made him not the person that he was before, and turned him into Hodor. And I think that like that'll be a much darker, weirder thing when it happens in the books, is my thought, because like that is magic that he thought was being used in a way that he could justify, and it turns out that no, actually, it was all like presupposed on you doing a heinous, terrible thing.
Yeah, and we know a couple differences from the show and the book, in that I think Martin has said in the show the name is like it's Willis or Willis or something, and it is Walder in the text. And then he said that hold the door is going to be like hold the pass, like fight and maintain this position, rather than just being like a doorstop.
When you put it that way, it sounds very Gandalf-y.
Right? That's why I love it, and that's why I don't super love that scene in the show.
Oh, you don't like that that this character who is extremely interesting and vibrant, that we've gotten to know for 6 seasons, you don't like that he died so that he could give people an extra 20 or 30 seconds head start?
I will say this for the episode, it is what got me to watch the show, because people in my freshman year of high school math class were talking about it. That was my point of entry.
I respect this very much.
That's funny, because by the time this episode rolled, I had already rage quit the show.
So, oh, really? That's why the first episode I ever watched was Blood of My Blood.
Help me. Which one is that?
That's gonna enhance your perspective when you go back later to start off with a much worse episode than like the highlights of it. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't remember much. I know Benjen comes back. I don't remember much beyond that.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Benjen was cold hands, but it wasn't interesting at all.
Yes.
Benjen was cold hands, but it didn't mean anything.
That is
blank happens, but it doesn't mean anything. It could describe any episode past season, like halfway through season 6.
Those could be our house words. I listen, I could spend actual days talking about the show, and I think like by volume I have. So
probably.
You're saying that it's like it's not great that he just stopped a bunch of zombies?
Have we ever told the story of the like right after the show end how we played pool for like 3 hours and talked about problems with the show and things that we thought were going to happen in the books that they cut out?
Yeah,
that's like the origin story for this channel in a way.
Yeah, where the week after, absolutely, the week after the show ended, we explained to a mutual friend of ours while in a shitty little dive bar playing pool. We explained basically the entirety of the show, start to finish, so we could explain why we were so upset at the end.
That sounds incredible.
And this person had no content, never watched the show, never even really like dipped in, like knew nothing past the the promo art, right?
The funny thing is he remembers that vividly and fondly despite having no context.
Your first fan.
Should have been a hint, because that was like what, right after the show ended, so like years before we started. But like that should have been a hint, like maybe we had something there.
Yeah.
We did like an impromptu survey once of the number of people who watch this channel who have not read the books, and it is not low. However, none of this is extremely relevant, though I have written down Bran appears to have been responsible for what happened to Hodor.
Yeah, that's true.
Is this a time traveling Bran thing?
There is no explicit time travel in this theory.
Interesting.
Like time travel can be or can exist in this universe or not exist in this universe, and both will be. But like this will work either way.
We here on this channel, I don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
Is it like a different Bran? Like Brandon Stark, what was he, Ned's father or uncle? Or...
Oh, that would be a nasty rug pull later in the show, where it turns out the Bran I've been talking about is a different Bran. But no, that's not what I'm doing. Oh, I'll have to do that with like a John Con or John Aaron video, where
I did that.
The Preston Jacobs fanfic did that with the
first John chapter,
John, which said like not only are you still alive, not only still alive, but a son of Rhaegar Targaryen.
That's a bit
and then it find out it's John Con talking about Aegon.
Well, ding.
What?
I was not expecting that to be a ding.
Well, okay. Yeah, I mean, hang on. Say the sentence you just said again.
Not only are you still alive, but a son of Rhaegar Targaryen.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, fine. Yes. John dies.
Oh, okay.
Spoilers.
At the end.
Yeah, that's making fun of the fact that John is dead last we see him, and a lot of people think he's going to be resurrected.
Sorry, hang on.
Tying Bran into Jon's resurrection?
I'm gonna say absolutely. Absolutely, that is a direction we are going in.
I know there were old drafts where Ghost kept dreaming, like going beyond the wall specifically. Like that was, I think it was in the Cushing Library drafts of back when Feast and Dance were supposed to be one thing. This was like a recurring image that Jon kept getting. The thought there seemed to be that once Jon's soul went into Ghost, Ghost would then go north of the wall, and maybe Bran or Bloodraven would have something to do with the restoration of Jon.
You are absolutely barking up some correct weirwoods, as it were.
Okay.
But you haven't hit anything directly. However, many fans speculate that Jon's soul will be in Ghost for some time.
Yeah. It's one of those things that we as the fandom just sort of take as a like fact, despite the fact like it could easily not be.
Wait. Oh shit. Okay. This might be a leap, and it might be in completely the wrong direction.
Quinn's about to hold out the theory.
So Bran is warging Hodor, right? And Bran is also warging Summer.
Wargs Hodor.
If Bran wargs both Summer and Hodor, does that create some sort of connection? Would Hodor's soul go into Summer?
Whoa! That's not what I'm looking for, but that's awesome. Wait, talk to me about that for a minute.
I that's literally all that was in my head. It was just that like Bran is sort of this conduit, right? This very powerful skin changer, and he's kind of accessing all of these other souls. It's unclear though, because I feel like if that were the case, there'd be some indication with Varamir, who also controlled like 6 creatures. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Varamir does live on afterwards.
Yeah, he did.
Will Bran live his second life in Hodor?
Is that theory?
And on top of that, Varamir does like feel other people's lives in the animals that he possesses.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, what's his name? I can never remember who has the eagle.
Orell.
Orell. Yes, right. He feels Orell still in the eagle.
Yeah. That's why he doesn't like Jon Snow.
Yeah, absolutely. I hadn't thought about Varamir leading into this. But
Varamir is so important to everything in the North.
Yes. You're in the right area. You're chopping trees in the right forest for sure. But the theory is not that how do I phrase? This is not explicitly a theory about Hodor.
Okay.
Hodor is evidence for this theory.
Okay, well, the thought I have here is that like Hodor dies in that scene, so like, is it possible that like there'll be a bit of Hodor left in Bran after Hodor is no longer in his mind, right?
Oh, interesting.
Or is it the other way around? Are you certain that Bran will die at some point and temporarily be like in control of Hodor?
The first hint is Bran like being responsible for what happened to Hodor, is it saying like, is Bran kind of like training up? Is he gonna go from like warging Summer to warging Hodor to warging other people who might be in possession of more of their faculties?
I'm gonna lay this down as we have touched on it. In the prologue to Dance with Dragons, Varamir takes over a person briefly.
Thistle.
Yes.
It's been a long time since I read that prologue.
It's a good one.
You guys are both very close to what I want to talk about, but I don't want to push you too much in the right direction because I think that you guys can get there.
Hodor.
Thistle is Hodor. That's why she kept saying Hodor.
That explains it. I've been wondering about that.
It's shocking that nobody came up with that one first.
Would you guys like Would you guys like one additional, would you guys like the other starting clue?
Yes.
Okay.
Four.
In the Bad Dragon show, Bran becomes king at the end. This is the case. And we all liked it. We all appreciated how it happened. We all
had
thought
a
it was
great
good.
story.
Yeah.
It was very well set up and didn't come out of nowhere at all.
We all liked that moment when they...
It was definitely a character they didn't forget about for an entire season and just hope we remembered later.
We all...
That
Huh. Is this saying that, like, Bran will become king, but Bran won't be king? He'll be controlling whoever is king?
Yeah, I mean, that's possible. If Jon comes back and is more or less a mindless husk, like, by the time we get, what's his name?
Oh, shit, I bet you're right.
Who is it? The guy in the Riverlands, the Brother Without Banners?
Beric.
Beric Dondarrion. Like, the level of, like, brain power he has left at his original is, like, stated to be not as much as he started. He barely remembered who he was.
Stays in Ghost and has to, like, watch Bran puppeteer his body.
Many fans speculate that there will be no more Jon POVs.
I am one of
his
them.
Death.
Yeah, I'm one of those people also.
Oh, that's, I don't think many others in that
his head.
Is Bran Jon?
Hang on. Bran wants to be the Dragon Knight.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
We got here faster than I thought we would, but everybody, welcome to the theory. Absolutely.
You guys are getting multiple episodes done with recording.
Is this theory awesome or what?
This rocks, actually.
Yes.
And, like, there's a lot of options here, but Jon not wanting to be king, but, like, Bran, like, being able to, like, take him over, or, like, by that point, like, who we know as Jon is not quite alive or around anymore. That makes sense.
Bran might, through Weirwoods, know who Jon is, might know his parentage. I could see Bran using that, leveraging it to some end, more than I could maybe see Jon doing that.
Yes.
Jon wants Winterfell.
This has been a sticking point for me. The entire series, and especially in the show, why is Jon's parenthood relevant? Why is Jon being a royal heir relevant for his character or for his, like, political future, unless it's like it only serves to bring him in conflict with Daenerys? Unless the Jon that we see from Sam's perspective, right? The Jon that we see from Mel's perspective from halfway through book 6 on isn't Jon.
That's so interesting. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Isn't that sick? Chables, thank you so much for submitting this
so
theory.
cool.
This is awesome, and it's not original. This has been posted. I found a couple of forum posts posing something similar, but I haven't found I didn't find a video on it. And if anyone knows of any that are on it, please tell me. But this one might be the first. This is really, really cool.
Yeah. This makes sense with the like storytelling, because like it's not even that Jon could be a mindless husk in this instance. It's like he is not fully mindful, and to like make sure he does politically important things. This could also explain why he doesn't want it and he gives up the crown at the end of the show. There could be something similar where like he does inherit, he does become king, and then like with Bran controlling him, like he makes a series of political decisions to hand off power to somebody who is either Bran or hand selected by Bran or another person controlled by Bran, or Bran just rules the whole time as king. That's another possibility, certainly. But like that tracks for me with Jon not really wanting that anymore for himself, but like being a politically important pawn, and then Bran controlling him, because that's how everybody described Bloodraven back in the day. The Bloodraven was the real power. He could really control the king. The king was disinterested in ruling. Like we get that. That's the backdrop of the Duncan Egg novellas. Is that the king isn't actually interested in ruling, and actually it's Bloodraven who's in charge of everything.
Yeah.
I have written down something from the show, perhaps my favorite quote from all of HBO's Game of Thrones.
It's very artful.
Which is, I don't want it.
I think you enunciated that too much.
I don't want it. I think that sort of illustrates the point that Jon doesn't have a reason to want the throne.
We talk about all the time as if there was like a conspiracy to get him to the Night's Watch, and perhaps there was like that was one of the things they were considering for him, but like the text of the book doesn't really support that as much. He really does want to be there. That is what he wanted to do with his life, was serve in the Night's Watch. And perhaps if he knew he could be king, that would have been different to him. But like by this point in his life, he's dedicated his life to the Night's Watch. He has made an active commitment time and time again to serve the Night's Watch. It would be really weird if he just decided, well, now fuck that, I'm going to be king.
And even then, his conflicts with the Night's Watch and whether he will remain loyal to them have always been surrounding his identity as being a Stark, not necessarily have any desire for like higher power than that. What he wants, it's very similar to Daenerys. It's home, and home to him is Winterfell. And I think I can't really see his desire rising further than that. My only thing with this is I've been thinking about Bran a lot the last week or so. And I think it's an instance of the story being damaged for the lack of a time skip, because like he's 8, and I'm not. I have trouble picturing an 8-year-old like executing all of this magical gifts or dehumanization or no. That's just an issue I have with all of Bran's story going forward, and I think it's one that Martin is having as well.
Yeah, I agree. The amount of time we would have to spend either in Bran's perspective as he moves through these things or out of Bran's perspective as he moves through these things is considerable. This could not happen until the end of the next book at least. Like it's like in Dune. This actually reminds me a lot of Dune. Because it, like, you have to take an innocent kid and turn him into a demigod in the space of one book, which is doable, but it sure does come out weird. That's been one of my problems with time traveling Bran, that like, how do we get there in one book? My solution to that Quinn, and a lot of people are not fond of this. My solution is I don't think that 2 books is going to cut it.
You're speaking my language. I have been on that train for like well over a year now.
Oh yeah.
I think a split is the only way.
My probably cope answer here is that Winds will be a big catastrophic book that like deals with like all of the stuff that gets us up to like the supernatural battle of winter, and then leaves us right at the front door of like the remaining political conflict. And then Dream of Spring is like 1/3 political conflict going catastrophically, and 2/3 we watch Bran travel back in time to set it right once again.
This is I agree with you, Zach. This is something that I said as the show was finishing. I have a lot of trouble finding a way to conclude this story that is not a bad ending. That is not like, and I don't mean like an ending that is like unsatisfying or poorly written. Yeah. I mean like the bad ending for the characters.
Yeah, with the room we have, there's not much for like Tyrion is already going down a very dark path with 2 books left. Like he's probably going to either have a complete villainous turn or like die in some like morally ambiguous way. I think he might be more likely to live, but like if he's doing a villainous turn now, he doesn't have much time to turn back. And similarly, like there are people who like are being set up to like potentially die. There's not a lot of time for them to barely live and deal with the consequences of that and then find new meaning in their life. Like if somebody is on the fast track to death going into book 6 of 7, or like not a lot of time, not a lot of breathing room.
Yeah, and especially with so many viewpoints all needing chapters and arcs as well. And it's also just like, for me, the thing is like, we've had 5 books now, and only one of them was intended to be 1 book and came out as 1 book, and that's Storm. So I feel like this story just kind of does need more room to expand, and I think the North is a massive point where that needs to happen, because there is so much going on. Because not only do we have this massive just kind of conflict and mutiny at the Wall going on with all the wildlings coming in as well, we have Stannis, and we have the others who've been built up as this massive threat, who now have significantly less time to both work as a threat and then deal with the aftermath when compared to the War of the 5 Kings, which has effectively gotten 4 books, or 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5 books for the second or third most significant conflict in the series.
I would say third.
Yeah, I would agree. Like unless Daenerys doesn't have like unless her conflict gets somehow wrapped in to the Long Night
that's
conflict.
fair. I could see it being the same thing. And one thing that I've also seen people disagree on that I tend to agree with from the show is I think the show roughly got the order of operations correct in those conflicts going down.
I agree.
I think outside stuff that we know they changed for sure, I think they did get it largely correct. Yes.
We'll get some Dany Aegon conflict, and then the others take center stage, and then the end of the story is that struggle for the throne.
That's also interesting because by that point, like, Aegon will have had a lot of time to consolidate his rule, and he'll be the person who saw them through one of the most trying times in history. So he should be broadly popular by the time they come and try and depose him again, which I think actually reinforces the themes of the story. Like, Dany went to go do the right thing by humanity, but like the political consequence of that is she doesn't get to rule, and that's unacceptable to her, even though she should probably just take solace in the fact that she did many unambiguously good things in her lifetime. Like destroy slavery in a lot of places and save the world.
Yeah.
And now let me make this a little bit more complicated, because in the show, Bran becomes king, and in the show, Jon kills Daenerys. Doesn't that make this theory very interesting?
Yeah.
It does.
Let me add another layer of complication that I am quite fond of. There is precedent for let's say supernaturally powerful Night's Watch commanders.
Oh yeah, there is at least one.
Raven.
Two. Sorry, there's also the Night King.
That was I had actually forgotten about Bloodraven when typing that.
I'd forgotten about the Night King.
There are at least two.
Someone describe it. The
Night's King. Sorry, Night's King.
So you're right. The Night's King is who wants to describe it in generalized term that may or may not line up with this.
He was in
Yeah.
love with a woman who was an other, so a supernatural woman of ice. He was maybe a Stark, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
Is
And
likely
then
a Stark.
he like seized control of the Night's Watch and ruled it as its
Control
own thing.
of the Night's Watch. I'm gonna write down through a cult of personality.
Sure. I don't think we have enough details on that, but I think that's roughly how I would assume it went down as well.
I don't know how, it's either that or through like supernatural thraldom, and that seems less interesting to me.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And then if I'm being completely honest and forthright, I completely forget how the Night's King situation resolves.
I don't know. I don't know if we have a satisfying, clear answer on that.
Yes,
Actually,
yeah, we don't, because the Night's King was wiped from history.
that's right. They scrubbed from history, which tells me that. But he's scrubbed from history, but we know so much shit about him. So, like, what it tells me is they scrubbed the stuff they don't want us to know, like either how his downfall happened or like whether he didn't fall. Maybe he's still out there, and that's why they scrubbed him from history. Is they don't want people going and finding him.
You guys, I think I just described Jon in this scenario.
Dany being the Night's Queen.
Either Dany or a resurrected Egret, either of which I think could be cool.
Oh shit! Didn't Ygritte burn though?
Did Egret burn? They must have burned her body.
They burned her body in the show. I do not remember if that is the case in the books.
Let
me wiki it real quick.
The Corpse Queen. I don't have a good answer on the Corpse Queen. We're going into like full on like tinfoil speculation now.
Yeah.
But if this is true,
Jon burns Egret's body after the battle in Jon 8. That's Storm of Swords.
If this is true, if Jon is possessed by like the immortal 50,000-year-old consciousness of Bran, while Ghost is running around at his heels, like I don't know if you were around when we talked about this, Quinn, but Zach and I have suggested in the past that Benjen is inside Mormont's Raven and keeps on trying to warn people of stuff.
That was Michael who gave us that one.
Was that
shit?
Yeah, isn't that a cool one?
That's really cool. I've always assumed like Bran or Bloodraven, but that's really cool.
Yeah, he keeps on saying Jon King, because Benjen would be one of the people.
Oh my god,
he would be one of the people who has that.
He's actually telling them not to vote for Jon. No, he's supposed to be the king. Oh
Yes,
fuck!
yeah,
Damn it.
he's like in a horrible like
Benjen Stark, world's worst political canvasser.
They did. Corn.
We just didn't know that Benjen really liked corn in life.
Benjen Stark campaigning for farmer subsidies. Did you know that high fructose corn syrup is only popular in the United States because of Benjen Stark?
No other reason. He just put in the work.
Zach, that one really got me. I had a point, but that one got me, and now it's gone. It floated away. It's really funny. Damn it. Yeah. But like somebody talks, I don't remember who. I think it's Varamir's mentor talks about how you lose your humanity the longer you're in animals.
Yes.
And imagine a Benjen losing his humanity, trying to warn Jon, but becoming a bird. I mean, it sounds a little silly when you say it.
No,
like,
I think it fits perfectly, and I think it sounds very Martin to me.
and I think a similar thing happening to Ghost while like he tries to warn Sam, but it's in a mirror to that wonderful scene from A Feast for Crows and A Dance with Dragons, where Sam and Jon are like talking in his in the Lord Commander's chambers. Ghost at fake Jon's heels trying to warn Sam would be a very cool scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Puppet Jon.
Puppet Jon.
Puppet Jon.
I kind of like it.
It's
I'm a
kind of
fan.
good. It's kind of good.
This would be one of the better outcomes of the series in my eyes in terms of being an interesting ending. It is just purely, do we have enough runway to get there?
Yeah, I agree.
Let me see. I'm just running through my list to see if there was anything that Chables put in that I had forgotten. Oh yeah, many fans speculate that Jon is the last hero, which I don't know how this fits into this, but we know that Azor Ahai sucks.
Yeah.
True.
We know that Azor Ahai is an asshole and does not seem.
Also,
Oh, go ahead.
Azor Ahai also kills his spouse.
Absolutely.
That was Danny. There's a
Absolutely.
real that's him completing the Azor Ahai prophecy in that episode.
I would like to give full credit to Chables for this. I added spice, but the bulk is from them. This is outstanding. Fantastic. Let's see. In A Dance with Dragons, Jon is murdered. And we have been getting diminishingly few Bran chapters as the books continue. I propose that midway through Winds and after the Hodor incident, we will get no more Bran POVs, thereby cutting us off from information inside of Bran's head and Jon's head at the same time.
That's such a cool wrinkle that I absolutely love.
Yeah. Yeah. I buy it. I buy it 100%.
I also think, speaking of, you mentioned the fanfic earlier. I'd heard tell fanfic spoilers potentially. Somebody in my comments said this, so I don't know how verifiable it is. There was some tell of a ghost epilogue, which would be really cool in this case if this were what happened.
Yeah.
An epilogue from the perspective of Ghost, like replaying those scenes where Ghost is trying to talk to people.
Yeah.
And Ghost,
I'd be kind of on board for that.
Ghost dies at the end of that?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Or maybe it's the death of Jon as Jon and it just becomes Ghost.
Yeah, Jon accepts he's never getting his body back. The person in there.
Oh, okay.
We also do have to keep in mind that Martin has said like he might break that rule in the future.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's not a hard and fast rule to
whenever
him.
he like gets to a rule being that firm, he likes to break it.
Like we have that done at least partially because it's Chet in the prologue to Storm that does not die on screen. But he dies, but not on screen.
Yeah. I don't count Chet for anything. I hate Chet. Oh my
I
God.
was just watching your name a bunch of characters video before I stopped because like Tom and I need to do this, but I got to the point where you're like, I hate Chet. And I'm like, I can respect that opinion.
Wait, I'm a bad fan. What video is this?
No, it's like relatively new. There's a
I streamed very briefly and very hungoverly like a couple weeks ago on that quiz where you have to name 300 of Song of Ice and Fire characters.
Wait, that's really funny.
Do we want to segue from recording this and do that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we can wrap up this episode. You all know what to expect in the future.
Before you go, I have
Yes.
I have one more little wrinkle.
I'm in.
One more little side thing.
Let's hear it.
Does this give some credence? I think I have a little bit more respect now for the crazy people who said that Bloodraven is trying to steal Bran's body.
Oh yeah.
Because this is a similar pitch, but I think it tracks better.
I agree, because I think the key there is, for me, I've heard that theory before, that Bloodraven wants Bran's body. The question then is like, why? Because like Bran is 8 and can't walk, and doesn't seem to be in that much of a better situation than Bloodraven, especially in comparison to like general abilities. Whereas Jon is like everything that Bran could want in a host.
Yeah. Like this line right here. This sells it for me. That one's awesome.
My asterisk on that one is, who was the Dragon Knight, right? Because like he was a Kingsguard, he was very honorable. He wasn't king. And Bran's ambition was always to be a knight. So,
you know what? This is fair. I may have taken that to face at its face value too much, I suppose. But
that's not to detract from it a lot. I like it a lot thematically, especially with Jon when he was playing with Robb as a kid, saying, "I'm Aemon the Dragon Knight."
Yeah.
And you know what else? Jon isn't like thematically all that far away from a Kingsguard.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I mean, they're modeled after the Night's Watch.
Yeah, they are two sides of the same coin. I like it. I like it a lot, actually.
I wholeheartedly agree.
I'm sure as I think about it over the next like couple of weeks, it is going to like the complications are going to explode out. But that's my favorite kind of theory. That like ripples into other theories and shakes and quakes them.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't want everything to neatly slot into the same cohesive theory in my brain. I want to be constantly challenging my own view of the books, because there's enough going on that you should be doing that.
But remember,
Satin,
never do that in real life. Only
how does Satin Baratheon slot into this?
Yeah, how does Satin Baratheon come into like? Oh, maybe Satin like steals.
Maybe
Ghost.
Satin is the Night's Queen.
Maybe Satin's the Night's Queen.
Oh, I would like that.
Yeah, I would too. That's awesome.
I like that better than Daenerys being the Night's Queen.
Me too, because even in the books they don't have any chemistry. They're gonna hate each other.
In fairness, they haven't met. We don't know if they would or wouldn't. I think they would.
No,
probably.
we've read these books enough. They're gonna hate each other.
No.
Oh, now this is a different video. You think that Daenerys would have patience for Jon?
Yes, absolutely. They're
the other way around. I don't know if Jon would have patience for Daenerys.
They're perfect for each other.
Dang.
They're the dancing dragons.
Yeah, that's true. It could be an opposites attract sort of ordeal.
Yeah.
I respect these takes, even if I don't like them. Everyone, that is our show. Thank you very much for joining us. Quinn, what have you been working on?
Oh, that's a good question. Thank you again very much for having me. This was such a fun theory. That came together a lot quicker than I expected.
Yeah,
too.
Me too, but we freaking got there. It was awesome.
Yeah, we're there. We're good. My stuff. I do videos on YouTube about A Song of Ice and Fire, as you may know. I have a video that will probably be up by the time this one goes up that I just finished about 10 minutes before getting into this recording, talking about Bright Roar and the role it may play in the future of the story, if it is discovered or where it might be discovered or who might have it.
Excuse me?
Beyond that, I don't know. I have a few more video ideas in the barrel, but I've not yet selected the next one. So Just stay tuned, subscribe, and subscribe to the Interesting Nerd Club as well. You won't regret it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
comment, subscribe, smash that bell. What else do people say?
There's a new thing too. The hype the video.
Oh yeah, hype this video. How do you do that?
I have no fucking clue how that works.
What does that mean?
It's like the new trending tab, I think.
Can you spend them? Are they I like when number go up, but can you use them for stuff?
No, I think it just makes the video do gooder.
Oh
Wait, that feels weird. That feels like a strange gaming of the system.
yeah,
But you should do it all the time.
So much to spend, from what I understand.
I thought that was what the like button was for, but what do I know?
Yeah, I did too.
All right, everyone. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Quinn, leave us on a football take.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers might die on the field.